This basically means spreading your entire team across the map and waiting for the enemy CTs to make a mistake, which creates an opportunity for your team. In my opinion, this strategy will probably work the best simply because CTs will often get bored and start running through the map. As a CT in lower levels of play, it's important to just remain patient and let the game come to you. There isn't much reason to try and force things when the sole objective for the Ts is to come to you. Don't do half the job for them. With this said though, you'll end up winning most of your games by just practicing good fundamentals and maintaining a level head. Counter-Strike is a competitive team-based shooter. Some people may forget the team aspect of things, but it's important that you don't. Every time you discover something during a round, it's important that you say something to your team. A perfect example of this would be if you're holding B site on Mirage as a CT and there's only one T left. If you hear the T running through apartments, you should absolutely communicate with your team as soon as you hear them. The most frustrating thing in Counter-Strike is playing with players that refuse to communicate in a team-based game. If you're not sure what you should and shouldn't be saying, just say whatever you think it is that may be important. Experience will guide you in the direction of understanding things your teammates need to know and what they don't need to know. Generally speaking though, calling out when you see an enemy should always happen. Also, if you happen to see an enemy and hurt them, but they get away, you should say one of them is hurt. Same thing applies if you're fighting an opponent but they end up killing you. It can be valuable information to know that someone is hurt on the enemy team. I would much rather have someone on my team that communicates too much than someone that doesn't communicate at all. However, a bad call out would be saying something like, "They're over there," or "He's right there." But how else would you be able to call out exactly where they are? There is this convenient thing in Counter-Strike that is called exactly that, callouts. Callouts are a name of places around the map that help teammates communicate the location of the enemy. If you're a brand new player and have no idea any of the callouts on the map, there's an easy way to start learning them. All you have to do is go to a private match and set it to practice mode. Once you load in, walk over to the area which you're unsure what it's called, and look in the top left corner where your radar is. Just under the radar will be a name of the callout. Use this to your advantage when learning certain callouts and also communicate with your team and discover what they call those areas. Similar to callouts, map knowledge is something that unfortunately takes a lot of time. But once you start to learn the ins and outs of a map, you'll see just how fast you grow as a player. The best way you can start learning maps is start learning them one at a time. In matchmaking, you can queue for just one map at a time and play only that map for however long you like. I recommend finding a map you personally enjoy and playing at a time and play only that map for however long you like. I recommend finding a map you personally enjoy and playing it and memorize it. Learn the callouts, find good lineups for your grenades, and start to strategize with your team. When I was a new player, all I used to want to do was play overpass. I felt comfortable on the map and I knew what I thought at the time was everything to know about it. I'm thankful for the map because it was my stomping ground for where I learned how to master all my fundamentals. But unfortunately, if you want to become an even better player, it's important to do this with all the competitive maps. If you ever start playing Premier or FACEIT, you'll be forced to play all the maps in the competitive pool. So it's important before you head over there that you have a basic understanding of all maps. The unfortunate truth about the current state of CS2 as of making this video is public matchmaking in Premier is filled with cheaters. This is especially true at high ranks of Premier. At the much lower ranks, which is more than likely where you're going to start, there's a good chance that you won't run into that many cheaters. But that also may not be true by the time you're seeing this video. If you feel okay with dealing with cheaters, then by all means, continue to play either Premier or matchmaking. But if you want to and feel ready, I recommend that you try to move over to a more competitive platform like FACEIT. FACEIT forces its users to run an anti-cheat while they play. This results in far less cheaters. FACEIT forces its users to run an anti-cheat while they play. This results in far less cheaters. I know what you're thinking and probably what others are thinking as they watch this. You don't feel ready to play in a competitive platform like FACEIT because you don't want to ruin people's games or you don't want to not have fun as you get stomped out. And both these statements are completely reasonable. But I will say, once you lose a few games, the matchmaking service does a good job of putting you in the elo where you belong. Even as a brand new player, you're probably much better than the lowest ranked player on FACEIT. And don't be discouraged about playing with better players. Everyone has to start somewhere, and everybody deserves the right to play in a cheat-free environment. I made an entire video on this topic, so I'll just leave it at that. If you want to hear me rant about it for a little bit longer, you can check out this video. Link to that video will also be in the description. When I started making this video, I didn't quite realize just how long it was going to take, nor did I realize just how much effort it would require me to produce quality content I want my subscribers to see. With that said, it took me countless hours to put this together across a span of several days. So if you enjoyed the video, or if you just learned something new, click the like button.
That honestly, if they had peaked at any
far plenty more.
They're really kind of over facing on outside. Rops versus everybody.
Oh, it's right there on the door. Good damage on Jacob. He actually takes none in return just yet. So Rops, this is a bit of a shooting gallery, trying to carve a path off both doorways. He does a lot to delay this, I feel.
Oh.
Finally, they're able to break on through. Twist catching Apex will help FaZe to follow downwards. And all while Frozen just stays in this corner, there are going to be free kills to be had. But it goes to ZywOo's favor. He's able to clip one before Frozen strikes, pushes this clutch onto Mezzi's shoulders.
Yeah, that's an interesting one because
Bomb's
yes,
dropped, still on the doorway.
it's ZywOo's kill that actually made this happen.
He
Mezzi
backs
good
up.
clutch.
Because he doesn't understand why there's not a plant. He thinks maybe it had gone up the vent to A. That's why he thinks about the heaven ladder. Now it's all just gonna confirm. Things were delayed by ZywOo.
He's got a smoke and a kid.
Oh, and a chance at the headshot towards Twist in the distance. Mezzi gives himself the flash. He's got a smoke as well if things get desperate. Kerrigan just remains with head tucked down beneath, and they both layer that peak, one behind the other.
Yeah.
They supporting each other in a time of need. As ZywOo slips the net and catches that bomb carrier, good on Frozen, and then good on Twist to make sure Kerrigan doesn't have to get that last fight on his own. Vitality's purchase back in. It's gonna cost them everything. Uzi trying to play ahead of this smoke. Ooh, interesting move. Trying to tether alongside Rops, who eats that flashbang. Oh, they get the fight back to their favor, but it does cost Kerrigan half his health. Okay, Twists. Sure, Flames, he's able to strike again, just whittling one off of the middle of the pack, right? Much like last round, over towards Ramp. Just a piece of Vitality.
Oh, they're always stealing something. They're always stealing a base here.
FaZe just keep this pressure up all across the map. The beauty of FaZe is the power of individuals and the confidence they bring to the table. If they sense an opening, they will strike. And so Twist will do it towards this upper site.
The thing about this plan from FaZe, they know what's going to happen. The one round where FaZe made it an upper hit, Vitality responded right. They just didn't get the trades. Twist came in through mini, overwhelmed them. They had 3 points of attack. They really capitalized on that. Every time it's been outside, Rops, Apex, they're trying to take Big Garage so they can catch the lurks, because it's either going to be Twist or it's going to be Kerrigan pushing a smoke. Obviously, you need to know which way he's going to go, if it's going to be Credit Card or into Big Garage, but he does that very often. Every time that they played there, it hasn't been a problem for FaZe. This round, the flash is perfect. Doesn't see what he's looking for.
Another smoke grenade goes down. Flamesy still on one side of it. Brokey, or rather, Jacob on the other. Little flank here from Apex is gonna find Back's turn. A little too slow to the plate here, FaZe Clan. Flamesy knows what's up now. Poising and posturing for that upper hit. Gives Flamesy all he needs to know. But as he kind of awkwardly works back around these smokes, he's lucky to not get pounced on.
Looks like Apex has saved the day.
Drops another piece of utility. FaZe Clan still just stuck in the mud towards the lobby side. But leave it to FaZe Clan to still try to fight back in a round like this. Flamesy welcomes it. Flashbang into the middle of the pack, and we are looking now at the most convincing one from Vitality.
Nice.
5 strong.
It's a shutdown.
This was never gonna be free. They needed that. And good on Xtaz, right off the pause.
Yeah, great to know.
Pull Apex.
How much more do you want from me?
More.
How much more successful do you want me to be?
More successful.
How many records can my records break?
More records.
But I'm the best.
But are you a different animal and the same beast?
What the does that mean, Kobe Bryant?
You're welcome.
What the is he talking about? How much more do you want from me?
More.
How much more successful do you want me to be?
More successful.
How many records can my records break?
More records.
But I'm the best.
But are you a different animal and the same beast?
What the does that mean, Kobe Bryant?
You're welcome.
Mechanical engineering is one of the broadest engineering disciplines. A typical four-year mechanical engineering curriculum includes statics, dynamics, mechanics of materials, fluids and thermodynamics, heat transfer, vibrations, machine design, manufacturing, and more. In each class, you learn different static, broadest engineering disciplines. A typical four-year mechanical engineering curriculum includes statics, dynamics, mechanics of materials, fluids and thermodynamics, heat transfer, vibrations, machine design, manufacturing, and more. In each class, you learn different equations, solve different types of problems, and are taught to treat each subject as its own discipline. In this video, we're going to cover 5 ideas or concepts that are not tied to any one class, but cover 99% of mechanical engineering problems. Mechanical engineers rely on these ideas in almost every problem they encounter, whether they're designing, testing, or building airplanes, cars, robots, smartphones, or medical devices. All of these ideas apply whether you're analyzing a structure, mechanism, or fluid or thermal system. After watching this video, you'll be able to identify what governs any mechanical engineering problem and approach its solution correctly. The first idea is balance laws. Every mechanical system has quantities that cannot disappear and must satisfy balance laws. For any system you analyze or design, what cannot disappear? The first idea is balance laws. Every mechanical system has quantities that cannot disappear and must satisfy balance laws. For any system you analyze or design, what goes in, what comes out, and what accumulates must be consistent. In many cases, this reduces to conservation, but the most general requirement is balance. Forces and moments must balance so a structure does not accelerate unexpectedly. Mass must balance so flow rates are consistent, and energy must balance so temperatures and power levels make sense. If these balances do not close, must balance so expectedly. Mass must balance so flow rates are consistent, and energy must balance so temperatures and power levels make sense. If these balances do not close, designs cannot work in the real world. When you design a structure, force and moment balances tell you how loads flow through the system and which components must carry them. This directly influences member sizing, joint design, and overall layout. Before detailed